Plaintiff Patricia Pope is suing her ex-boyfriend for overpayment of child support. Patricia claims she found out during the relationship that the defendant used drugs, and then he lied to get custody of their 15-year-old son. But defendant Thomas Harrison says that since he's had custody of their son, his grades and attendance at school have greatly improved. Thomas is countersuing for harassment because he claims Patricia called CPS and made false accusations against him and his wife in an effort to get his children taken away.
All right. Patricia Pope is suing Thomas Harrison, her ex-boyfriend, for overpayment of child support. Thomas is countersuing his ex-girlfriend for harassment. How are you today?
All right.
Tell me why you're here, Patricia.
Well, basically, I met Thomas 91. We were friends, relationship, had a child, broke up. Thomas and all his issues, drugs and alcoholism and just not getting his life together, ruined the second chance that we had. He took me to court while I was pregnant with my third child and won the case because I didn't know we were supposed to be there.
Took you to court for what?
Child custody.
Okay. How old is the child that you have in common?
15.
What's his name?
Tyreek.
Okay. And you were together for how long?
For about 4 years.
Okay. And you have 3 children?
Yes.
Any of the other children?
No.
Okay. Were you on drugs, Thomas?
Yes, I was. But what she's not telling you is that our son is 15 and he's been with me for the last, going on 10 years. I've had custody since 2001.
No.
And what she's not telling you is that
he's been back home since then. We went back to court and the custody was changed.
For
years.
Okay,
he came back to me.
Okay.
But
who's got custody?
I got custody.
You have custody now?
I've had custody since
2001?
2001.
So for the last 8 years you've had custody, and you say no.
With deception of about 8 to 10 months.
Why?
There was a judge in family court that, because we kept going back and forth, she asked if I could give her the chance to take Tyreek back and do right. So
why did he get Tyreek in the first place?
He said that I was living in a house that was overcrowded. I didn't take care of no.
At the time my son was going to school, he was missing over 40% of school. She kept saying that my son had asthma, my son had all these medical problems, but he wasn't going to the doctors. So what happened is that she was using my son to control me because she disliked the fact that I'm with my wife and happy with my wife.
Tyreek missed 40% of school?
My son had chronic tonsillitis.
So get it fixed.
That's exactly what happened, but it didn't happen until 2001, March 1st. The same day that he showed up with the police and they carried my son out of my house after he had surgery on his tonsils.
Let me explain something to you. When a child is taken away from his mother, the courts are generally bending for the parent, the mother. They want to believe that the mother is the best parent.
Right.
But for the courts to take a young child away from his mother, you must have been doing something.
It was a total lie. It wasn't 40% of the time.
What was it?
Judge, can I say something?
No, I'm going at it with her. Calm down, Thomas. Talk to me.
My son, he missed maybe 3 days of school within every other month because the tonsillitis flared up.
Your Honor, she can say all that, but to prove the fact that she was irresponsible parent to my son is that when he went back for them 10 months for him to go to school, I got custody of him right back after the school time because she did the exact same thing. He missed 40% of the school.
So you got custody again?
Yeah, exactly.
His dad is just a good liar.
Why did you lose custody for a few months?
I didn't lose custody. I agreed because she was the mother.
Were you going to jail?
I got arrested in 1996. It was the last time I went to jail. I haven't been to jail since. When I was in jail in 96, I had made a decision that I was going to get out, get my life together, and do for my son. When I got out, and I asked Miss Pope.
Since you've had your son.
No, I haven't been in no trouble.
That's the only question I'm asking.
No, I haven't been in no trouble.
Go ahead.
He's an alcoholic.
Is he an alcoholic?
He hasn't been to jail, but he drinks. He does.
And how long have you been married to Thomas?
For 9 years. September 2000.
So then are you raising Tyreek?
Yes, I am.
Not very well.
Yes, I am.
Well, it's not very well. Go to court and get him. Prove it to somebody. You can talk as cheap.
We have a judge that's not very good. That's the problem.
Talk to me about Tyreek. How is Tyreek?
Tyreek is fine. When he is in an atmosphere where there is not the bickering back and forth.
How's he doing in school now?
I mean, he's doing better. His last
Horrible.
report card, he got all passed passing grades.
No, he
B's,
didn't.
C's, D's, and he got 1 F.
That's not passing.
D, D minus, F, C, D minus. A pleasure to have in class. Works hard. Too many tardies. Poor attendance.
The main thing with Tyreek is this. And when he's in my house, he's getting told one thing. Miss Pope is making Tyreek feel like it's okay not to be held accountable for.
Now, wait a minute. Now that he's with you, you can't blame her for not doing well in school.
But I'm saying she tells him stuff like it's somebody else's fault. He don't have to. You don't have to adhere to what you're being told. If you didn't want to go, you don't feel good enough.
Is he here?
Yes,
Yes,
he
he
is.
is.
Let's bring him in. He's 15?
15.
Yes. Okay, you can be seated. Thank you. Has she overpaid in child support?
No, she hasn't. In the last 9 years, I can show that she's actually voluntarily paid something like about $360-something, but she hasn't really contributed nothing voluntarily in the time that Tyreek has been with me.
All right, good. Hi, Tyreek. How are you? I'm good. Good. I could tell already by how you look that this is troubling for you. I'm sorry. What I'm trying to figure out, Tyreek, is your mom and your dad are fighting about you. Talk to me about their relationship and how it affects you.
It's not really a relationship. Not at all.
They don't have a relationship?
No.
If you could have anything happen, what would you want to happen today?
At least they could do is get along.
Okay. Are they supportive of you when you go to school and trying to help you with your homework?
I do my homework by myself.
You do?
Yeah.
Maybe somebody needs to help you with your homework. I was reading some of your grades, Tyreek, and they say that you're a pleasure to have in class. Repeatedly, it says you work below your ability, and teachers feel he is capable. So what I'm seeing repeatedly in these records is that you're a bright kid. What do you think is holding you back? Are you interested in school?
Sometimes it doesn't always hold my interest.
Yeah, school can be pretty boring, huh?
Sometimes.
You know what the problem is? You've got to get an education so you can get a job someday. But more importantly, I want to help you. I'm going to try to straighten the two of them out because they fight too much. And I don't want you to grow up with that any longer. Focus on you. I'll take care of them. Okay? Thank you for coming in. All right. Thank you. Good luck. Good luck to you. You're a bright boy. Okay? You know, I'm not a psychologist, but I know enough about kids. He's hurting. He's hurting because the two of you are acting like kids yourself. Shame on both of you. Now, let me ask you a question. You're suing her for harassment. Why?
Yes, because what happened is that she's called CPS 4 times, and that 4 times it came to the point where they started to come to take away our kids. But they did investigations.
How many children do you have together?
We have 3. They did an investigation, and each time they found it was nothing to the claims that she was making. She sent
You called CPS on them?
Yes, I did.
Why?
Thomas beat Tyreek with a belt that removed the skin and left a scar on the back of his leg. Yes, I called CPS.
Is that true? Did you hit him with a belt?
He admitted to
Tyreek
it.
got a spanking, but CPS...
With a belt?
Yeah, Tyreek got a spanking. Tyreek was playing with matches. He was in the garage lighting plastic on fire. I got scared. I gave him a whooping across his tail. She called CPS. They came out. They checked him.
But you know what? I don't care why you did it. You did it. You took a belt to a kid. All right? And a belt buckle, and you hurt him.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't take no belt buckle to him. My son was playing with matches, setting the house on fire.
No, I'm talking about what you did.
What she's saying, CPS came out and investigated. So what she's saying is to make it sound like I'm doing something terrible to my son. Miss Pope becomes very irrational. And when she sees me, she verbally assaults me in the street. You know, I had to file a restraining order against her because when
You got one?
Yeah, I got a restraining order against her.
All right.
Glad you brought that up.
Just for the harassment.
He got an order of protection against you?
She would catch.
Is that a yes?
Yeah, he did.
She called
got
and
a
left
restraining order.
57 messages on my phone.
57 messages?
57 messages on my phone, threatening to hurt us, calling me all of my
In
name.
what period of time?
Just one day. We wasn't home, but when we came home.
Did you call him 57 times in one day?
I wouldn't call anybody 57 times. I called his house several times. I'm not going to say I didn't call him and threaten him. Of course, I talked to him ridiculous on the phone.
I'm not going to say I didn't call him and threaten him.
I didn't threaten him. I didn't threaten him. I told him I wish something would happen to him. That's what I said to him. Thomas,
You wish something would happen to
I
him.
wish something would happen to you.
The issue for the court is very simple. It's whether or not the plaintiff should be able to get what she alleges is overpayment, grab those, of child support payments. The defendant, on the other hand, is countersuing for harassment. The plaintiff brings to the court's attention an exhibit that she believes proves that she has overpaid in child support payments while the defendant had custody. Let me say in the first instance that it is up to the court that handles child support to award or to make payments for overages to the parties. This court has no jurisdiction to do that. But what the plaintiff doesn't realize is that what she handed up to me is exactly what the defendant has said. And that is that she not only is not entitled to child support money back, but she still owes him child support. You owe him money. The federal government says it. When they say it, it's probably true. But let me get to the other issue, and that is the issue of harassment. I'm not going to award you money for harassment, Thomas, and I'll tell you why. What you've got to do is you've got to recognize that you are dealing with someone that you have a child with and that it's difficult. I want you to, instead of focusing on the harassment, and there is no civil cause of action for harassment, focus on the fact that you've got a son who needs your help, he needs your attention. He's at a fork in the road. He may very well go the wrong way. Right. And I think the two of you were capable of helping him. Both parties dismissed.